पूजा हो गया है, ठीक है। और नाउ अगेन आई एम मेकिंग यू को होस्ट बना दूं आपको।
Good afternoon, Shirin ma'am.
Good afternoon, Shirin ma'am. Pooja, I am sending you the YouTube link on your WhatsApp. ठीक है?
Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am. Please start.
All right. Education is the cornerstone of professional growth and societal progress, providing individuals with the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in an ever-changing world. Education is the key that unlocks the doors to knowledge, enlightenment, and personal growth, providing individuals with the tools to reach their full potential. In today's information age, access to quality education is more crucial than ever, and enabling individuals to adapt, innovate, and succeed in a rapidly changing world. Before I move further, I would like, there is some noise coming from the background. I don't know, somebody's mic is on unmute. Anyway, I'll move further. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and delegates of Ctpdcon-Era 2023, a very good afternoon to one and all present here, and welcome on board for the first virtual international conference on educational reforms and advancements organized by the Council for Teachers Professional Development, CTPD, in collaboration with its organizing partners, K.R. Mangalam University, Gurugram, Haryana, India, Galgotias University, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, India, Saraswati College of Professional Studies, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, India, Satyug Darshan Institute of Education and Research, Faridabad, Haryana, India, DAV PG College, Dehradun, Uttarakhand, India, and Azad College of Education, Satara, Maharashtra, India. We are proudly happy to associate as our conference knowledge partners with Vishwa Yuva Kendra, New Delhi, India, Human Touch Foundation, India, Social Development and Research Foundation, India, Council for Teachers Professional, Council for Teacher Foundation, Education Foundation, CTEF India, Policy Research Center, Bangladesh, and our publication partners of Indian and international recognition, EZ Education Publications, Red Shine Publications, and International Journal of Education and Allied Sciences. I, Dr. Rekha Kaushal, Department of Education, D.D. Goenka University, and it's a great honor for me to be the moderator for this educative technical session of Ctpdcon-Era 2003. Track 2 on the theme Sustainable Development, Research, Practice, and Education. I am extremely overwhelmed to announce that we have 4 parallel sessions going on for track 2, where the speakers for various national and international repute are giving their deliberations for sustainable development and research, practice, and education. This track is convened by Professor Satyendra Gupta, Dean, School of Education, Galgotias University, Greater Noida, Uttar Pradesh, India. Dr. Satyendra Gupta, presently working as a Professor and Dean of School of Education at a NAC A+ accredited Galgotias University. He has more than 25 years of teaching experience in teacher education and schools. The track is co-convened by Dr. Shweta Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi, Delhi, India. Dr. Shweta Rani is currently working as Assistant Professor, Senior Grade in the Department of Geography at Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. She has a rich and varied teaching experience of almost 12 years at University of Delhi. I extend a warm welcome to convener and co-convener of the track. The sub-theme of this technical session 2.3 is education, sustainable education and global partnership. Today's session is all about sustainable development and research and its pivotal role in identifying sustainable practices and technologies. We have eminent speakers and paper presenters who shall be sharing their expertise and insights in this field. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed chair, Dr. Ajay Surana, Associate Professor, Department of Education, Banasthali Vidyapeeth, Rajasthan, India, and co-chair Dr. Shireen Rez, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh, India, for gracing us with their presence and leading this significant session at Ctpdcon-Era 2023. I feel honored to introduce you to Professor Dr. Vinay D. Tonge, Program Director, West Zone CTPT India, and Professor Azad College of Education, Satara, Maharashtra. He has over 25 years of expertise in field of education. He's elected as a member in the editorial board in various national and international journals. Dr. Vinay finds happiness in the growth of students and institutions. He is recognized research guide for Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Currently, he is in the position of Program Director, West Zone Council for Teachers, Professional Development, India. May I request and invite you, sir, to please present an overview of the plenary session 2.3. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot. Good afternoon, all in one. All the delegates, speakers, and chair of this session, Dr. Ajay Ji Surana ji, as well as co-chair Dr. Shireen Rice ma'am, and all the participants from all over the world. We are present here in this track 2.3 on sustainable education and global partnership in our first international conference, Ctpdcon-Era 2023. Friends, we know that sustainability is a global imperative, and this track is going to help us to plan sustainable development practices, research findings, and educational processes. In the morning only, during inaugural session, we had eminent speakers from Singapore, Mauritius, Greece, as well as learned delegates from all over India, and which is a very good example of our subtrack, that is sustainable education and global partnership. So without wasting much time, I have no doubt that the session is going to help us throw light on the burning issue which we have taken as subtract 2.3. Thank you all. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's my honor to introduce our esteemed chair, Dr. Ajay Surana, sir, Associate Professor, Department of Education, Banasthali Vidyapeeth, Rajasthan, India. Dr. Ajay Surana, sir, is serving as head in the Department of Education, Banasthali Vidyapeeth, Deemed University. He has 23 years of experience of teaching in the university at both graduate and postgraduate level. He is also a member of NCTE, Ministry of Education, Government of India, Curriculum Framework Committee. He is a project manager of European Commission funded 2 Erasmus Plus joint project 21st Century Skills and Aurora from January 2020 to December 2022. He is also member of Board of Studies of Education, Kumaon University, member of Institute Advisory Board of RIE NCRT Ajmer. He has teaching experience in the areas of research methodology, education evaluation, pedagogy of mathematics, and educational technology. His research focuses on ICT for education, e-learning, participative pedagogy, and various dimensions of teacher education. Sir, please accept as a token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference this virtual memento. With your guidance, we are confident that the session will be resounding success, leaving a lasting impact on all the participants. May I invite Professor Ajay Surana, sir, to deliver his address. Welcome, sir. Pooja ma'am, for the time being, you can just stop sharing the slides. Ajay sir, your speaker, your mic is off. Yeah, thank you.
No, it was actually not unmuted. Now it is unable to unmute.
Yeah,
thank
no
you
problem,
much, Rekha madam, Professor Satyendra Gupta sir, Dr. Sarin madam, Dr. Vinay Donde, Madam, Sir. Thank you, CTPD, to invite me in this quite, I guess, gathering for international conference. The track is very important for nowadays, the sustainable development, research, practice and education. Uh, these days, the world is going towards a single direction or not so multiple directions. Like most of the world focus is on the economical development. And the economical development has the various constraints, various limitations. So we have to think on such like sustainable development. Sustainable development is very important for our long-term goals, our for all kind of human beings, not only human beings but also our all earths. We are the people from India, and the Vasudev Kutumbakam is our motto in our ancient Vedic time from Vedic time. So this sustainable development is very much required for that Vasudev Kutumbakam. That means that one earth is our family. So if earth is our family, that means we need to develop like to consider all the living beings, all the resources, all the environment, and not only environment but also the all the creatures from from sea, from air, from earth, everywhere. So this sustainable development can only be possible through that education and the practices of education. We require research. Research maybe motivate us for the sustainable development, but the education is required for awareness. Education is required for motivating the people for to understand the sustainable development, the need of sustainable development, and most importantly, the ways, what ways we are using to live on earth, to our daily routines. That should also be the kind of the ways to for sustainable development, in the way that all the peoples, all the human beings, all the living beings and the environment will be uh, lived all together for a not only for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, for so long that our earth will be a good ideal source of family. Because we are now going for the aliens, we are searching for aliens, and we think that on the other side of the space it may be some more earth like uh, uh, planets. So if we want our planet to be a sustainable for a long living, we need for sustainable development. And not only sustainable development, but also we need to create the ways of the sustainability. Education is a you can say a tool for this sustainable development. So I congratulate all the organizers that they have chosen this track, that sustainable development, research, practice, and education. So thank you everybody to invite me. Thank you, and I hope in this session some good presentations on the research-oriented presentations will be presented for sustainable development and education. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your deliberations for sustainable development, and especially in the present era. And you talked about Vasudev Kutumbakam. We all have to think globally and work through educational practices that you have rightly said. And we all have to create the ways for sustainability for our future generations. Sir, your wisdom has left an indelible remark on all of us. Thank you so much. I feel privileged to announce our esteemed co-chair, Dr. Shirin Rez. She is currently working as Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Aligarh Muslim University, Uttar Pradesh, India. We eagerly anticipate the discussion that will unfold under your guidance, ma'am. Please accept as a token of gratitude from the organizers of the conference this virtual memento. Thank you for being here, ma'am. Now we commence with the paper presentations. Let me reiterate and request the presenters to be concise and adhere to the timeline of 7 minutes for your presentations and 3 minutes for the question answer round. As a moderator, if I feel that you are going beyond the time limit, I might interrupt you in between. So apologies for that, but we have to adhere to the timeline because we have to finish the presentations on time. So without further ado, I would like to invite Chair Dr. Ajay Surana sir to officially commence the session. Co-chair Shirin ma'am, we look forward to your valuable contributions throughout the session and the dynamic synergy that you both will create for this session. Thank you so much.
अबे यार क्या बीमारी है, पता नहीं क्या ये हो रहा है.
Parvesh ma'am, your mic is on.
Hello. Thank you, Rekha Question Madam. And I hope all the participants will present the factual and logical remarks through their presentations, and we can discuss on their questions, their issues so far. And I think after this conference, we are able to publish some good thoughts over this track. Thank you, and I recommend to all the participants one by one present about their. I think first they will present, and after that we can discuss all together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so participants have the schedule with them, so we can just start with Dr. Sasmita Gahan. Dr. Sasmita Gahan is presenting on the title Peace Education Need in Today's Scenario. She is working in Shail Baba Women's Autonomous College, Calcutta, Odisha, India. Please start your presentation, ma'am. Pooja, ma'am,
I cannot see her or his name. I am not able to find him or her on the list. So
okay.
all the participants, it is a request that they should be renaming themselves according to the paper presentation, the name of the paper presentation, so that we can be able to make you co-host.
So you please rename yourself with paper presentation 1, paper presentation 2, this ma'am, right? Pooja ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, I joined again.
Yeah. So if we have Dr. Sasmita Gahan here in this room, could you please raise your hand? Okay, ma'am, I think we can move forward. The second presentation is by Dr. Amit Kumar, but he informed me in the morning only that he would not be able to join. So he has already requested to shift his presentation as some important work has come up in his institution. So we can now start with Wahida Res. Wahida Res is here, I guess. I have seen her. Wahida ji, could you please raise your hand once?
Yes, upgraded her as a co-host. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, Wahida Res is a research scholar in Tegel University, Lucknow, India, and she will be presenting on identifying education's core problems for sustainable development. Wahida ji, please adhere to the timeline. You have to finish your presentation in 7 minutes.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I would like to share my screen to start presentation. Screen is visible or not?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible. it's 2:30 now. You must finish your presentation by 2:37.
Okay, ma'am.
Please start. Wahida ji, could you please switch on your video camera as well? I think she is facing some internet problems. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes. Wahida ji, are you there?
Not in the list. Ria is ready. Next participant, Ria is ready.
Okay, I have just talked to her over the phone. So she said that there is an electricity failure at her point, so she can give her presentation after the next participant. So let me invite the next participant, that is presentation 4 on global partnership and sustainable education as a framework for peace education. And the presenters are Ria, M.Ed student, Bhagat Singh Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Kanpur, Kala, Haryana, and Dr. Parvesh Lata, Associate Professor, Head, Department of Education, GD Goenka University. Ria, you can please, Miss Ria, you can please share your screen and start your presentation. Ria, you must finish Ria, you must finish your presentation at 2:41.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ria, student of M.Ed final year, and I am presenting on the topic Global Partnership and Sustainable Education as a framework for peace education. So let's look at what I am going to present today. Let's have an overview. We will learn about sustainable education, peace education.
The slides are not changing.
But ma'am, there is streaming from my side. Is it not?
No, actually, if you want to share, you have to make it in slideshow mode and you have to share the slideshow screen then.
Is it visible now, ma'am?
It is visible, the screen is visible, but actually the slide is not changing.
But ma'am, on my screen, I can change it. I don't know why it is.
That's what I'm saying. You have shared your PPT presentation on the screen, but you have not shared this slideshow on screen. So what you can do, you can just escape the slideshow and just present as it is. Yeah, now it is changing. Yeah.
Okay, so we will learn about sustainable education, peace education as a catalyst for responsible global citizenship, integration of peace education into educational institution, connection between global partnership, sustainable education, and peace education. Last, I'll be giving suggestions on how to foster the ethical thinking. So what is sustainable education? So basically, sustainable education is interconnected multidisciplinary approach which addresses global issues. It promotes knowledge of interconnection of ecological, economic, and social system, highlighting the significance of responsible resource management and environment conservation. It encourages learners to think critically and holistically about the interrelationship. Based on it, learners try to develop creative solutions for sustainable challenges. So it fosters global citizenship and understanding of the importance of collective action to address serious global concerns. Next is peace education. It is an approach to teaching and learning that aims to promote values, knowledge, and attitude to cultivate a culture of peace in an individual or society. It focuses on preventing conflicts and resolving existing conflicts peacefully. It also aims at developing tolerance, empathy, and understanding. If I talk about the live example, we can see recently Palestine and there is a war ongoing. And we have seen about Russia and Ukraine. So we already are facing many global challenges, issues, and still these things are going on in our world. That is why peace education is very important. Now let's understand how peace education acts as catalyst for responsible global citizen. As peace education focuses on developing values, attitude, and abilities to promote empathy and non-violence, so peace education is based on human rights, social justice, promotion of culture of peace. All of these are important for accomplishing long-term goals. So by inculcating values such as tolerance, respect for diversity, and empathy, it promotes a sense of interconnectedness with the global community. Now, how we can integrate peace education into educational institution. It is crucial to integrate peace education into educational institution at all the levels, from primary schools to universities, because it will promote critical thinking, ethical thinking, conflict resolution abilities, appreciation for different cultures, understanding for diverse background, and it will promote active contribution to environmental protection. Now, what is the connection between global partnership, sustainable education, and peace education? Global partnership describes cooperative efforts made by nation, organization, communities, and individual to address global concerns. Whereas sustainable education, which is also known as education for sustainable development, aims to equip individuals with knowledge, skills, values to understand and global challenges. And peace education promotes the values and knowledge to cultivate the peace in society. So this is the relationship between all these three: global partnership, sustainable education, and peace education. There are a few suggestions on how to foster ethical thinking. First of all, we can engage learners in debate, case study type activities, so it will develop ethical thinking among learners. There is need to bring moral science subject in our curriculum. I remember there was a time when I was student in school, it was a particular subject from junior classes to senior. We need to bring that subject again. We should engage students in community service programs as well. It is very common in foreign countries. We need to promote empathy and compassion. We need to expose our students to global issues more deeply. And last but not least, we can involve parents and society in teaching, learning, ethical education. So I would like to conclude my whole paper. With the help of international organization, government, educators, peace education can transcend national boundaries. Moral reasoning, holistic understanding, and responsible citizenship will also create a better world. Global partnership, sustainable education, and peace education holds potential to tackle difficulties, and spirit of cooperation will lead to equality, peace, and sustainability, leaving a legacy for the future generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ria, for adhering to the timeline. So I would request chair and co-chair and other participants for discussion and questions.
Anybody wants to ask anything?
I think, Ria, you can stop your presentation, and I think the one who want to ask questions, they have to raise their hands or they have to put it in the chat box, because otherwise we have to make them host first, and only they will be able to open their mic. Yeah. So anyone who wants to ask any question, please raise your hand, or any discussion, any comments, any feedback for her paper.
Well, I think we can have, I mean, question answer session in the last of the session, if there is no.
Yes, I think that would be better.
We can just write down their queries and then we can have.
Yes, and
the chair, sir. I mean, whatever he say.
And also in between, if the participants have any question, they can just put their question in the chat box and I'll keep a track of it.
Just put up the question in the chat box, and in the last they can just give the answer, because sometimes this happen that if participants they are giving answers, this will take more time than the paper presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Fine. So with that, we'll move to Wahida. If she is there, we can just start with her presentation. Pooja ma'am, please give rights to Wahida.
Done.
Wahida ji, please share your screen.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vahida Rix, Research Scholar from Ctpdcon-Era University, Lucknow. My presentation topic is identifying education's core problems for sustainable development. But before we dive in, let me take a moment to express my gratitude for your presence here today. Your time is valuable, and I truly appreciate your attention as we explore identifying education's core problems for sustainable development. So without further ado, insights and knowledge that primary issues in education for sustainable development has to offer. So moving on, next slide. The paper discusses the importance of education for sustainable development and its role in achieving the 17 sustainable development goals. It identifies 12 key educational development divided into approach. The 3 pillars of ESD. Teaching team discusses ESD methods. The group organized topics are compiled from international researches and education programs. The main objectives of the Vienna International Conference are comprehensive education, stakeholders awareness, engagement, and capacity building. In this paper, the major topics of an education for sustainable development, in short, ESD course are outlined. Its purpose is to specify the knowledge that regardless of academic standing is necessary for a course of that kind. A teacher is then expected just the knowledge to the student level for this kind of course. In order to define the course and find out more information, they are expected to work with educators and teachers. The course is crucial because humanity is at a crucial junction for its development. The climate crisis and a lack of resources are slowing down progress. Social inequality and vast differences in the developmental stage are stressing out societies, and the liberal economy is causing more and more issues both globally and within nearly every nation. EST adopted a vision and mobilized education for environmental consciousness in the wake of the UN International Environmental Education Program. Every person can learn the knowledge, skills, attitude, and values needed to create a sustainable future through ESD. It is integrating important SD issues such as climate change, disaster risk reduction, biodiversity, poverty, education, and sustainable consumption into teaching and learning. My problem statement is identifying education's core problem for sustainable development. Now that we understand the critical importance of education for sustainable development, let's focus on the specific challenges that make it an urgent imperative in our society.
Wahida ji, please, sorry to interrupt you in between, but please make sure you adhere to the timeline, and you have 4 more minutes to present your paper.
Okay, ma'am. I'll try. So my objectives are, first objective is identify crucial ESG teaching points. The primary objective is to identify and elaborate on essential ESG concerns in the areas of approach, topics, instructions, and organizations. Second, effective content. Needs due to the rapid expansion of humanity across economic, social, and environmental pillars, as well as the impact of climate crisis and emerging technologies, the paper aims to provide educators and teachers with current and effective content for ESD. My third objective is address challenges in ESD. Fourth one is promote cooperation and partnerships. Next, encourage transformative teaching and learning. Next, highlight the role of ESG institutions. So now we come on methodology. The primary concerns were established by reviewing the literature that is currently accessible and using the information learned from several international conferences and projects. The original document outlined the 12 essential ESG themes was created in 2016 for the Copernicus Alliance Conference in Vienna. During the simultaneous interactive sessions, the primary version of the Article 12 Crucial ESG Concern received approval from the discussion group as written and presented. Each interactive session was supposed to result in 3 key learning and 1 problem that was discussed: holistic education, stakeholder awareness, participation, and cooperation, as well as building capacity of all the stakeholders were recognized as the key learning. The difficulty lay in human society timely evolving towards a profound transformation, strong sustainability. My findings are, the first one is education for sustainable development scope. Next one is education sustainability development policy. Third, the UN Principles of Responsible Management Education, a voluntary initiative with over 650 signatories, aims to equip further leaders with the skills for economic and sustainability goals, align academic institutions with the UN Global Compact and SDGs. Next, the environmental pillar involves laws, regulations, and policy mechanisms addressing pollution, waste management, biodiversity, and natural resource protection. Next, the social pillar of ESG addressing social issues like well-being, access to service, and rights awareness, focusing on poverty eradication, job security, income inequality, healthcare, education, and gender equality. The economic pillar involves trade, investment, employment, growth, and private sector development. ESG methodology is focused on active student-centered learning, collaborative, experimental, and problem-based approaches. Transformational teaching is a teaching approach that aims to change people's understanding of themselves and others, promote positive change, and encourage lifelong learning. Capacity building involves acquiring, improving, and retaining necessary skills. Next, the quality of education is assessed using various evaluations like PISA, Pillar, Times, Pearls. Tertiary education is also measured. The Education for Sustainability Development documents are crucial for readers to find information on sustainable development. The United Nations has several organizations focusing on education for sustainable development, including UNESCO, UNICEF provides information on ESG values. Now, I conclude my presentation. The ESD course topics list represent a vital blueprint for our educational future, one that demands continual evaluation and adaptability. As demonstrated in the positive response from students in the Sustainable Engineering Master's course, the ideas presented hold promise. However, the challenge we face in the realm of human development, social equality, and environmental sustainability are dynamic and ever evolving. These references validate the authenticity of the current study. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to everyone in the audience for your time and attention. Your presence and engagement have made my this presentation a valuable experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Vahida ji, for your presentation. It was indeed a good presentation. We are keeping the question answering and discussion round in the end of this track. So now we would move to the next participant, and you can stop sharing your screen. The next participant we have is Dr. Archana Chaudhary, HOD, MIT WPU School of Education, Pune, India. Dr. Archana Chaudhary is going to talk on the title, Assessing the Impact of Peace Education course in the B.Ed program, a study of alumni implementation in their school.
I'm not able to see her in the participants list.
Archana ji, are you there? If you are there, please raise your hand or type something in the chat box. Vahida ji, please stop sharing your screen. Okay, so we can then move to our next presentation, that is by Dr. G.M. Vijay Lakshmi from Thames College of Education, Karnataka, India. And she's going to talk about the role of education in sustainable development.
Yes, madam. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please share your screen. Yes.
Shall I share my PPT?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Tanya, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Tanya ma'am.
Vijay Lakshmi ji, please share your screen.
Yeah, madam. So, it is in my mail. I can't how to get it.
Okay, if you want, should I share your screen? Share your presentation, sorry.
Yeah. I cannot. How can I share? I'm confusing.
Okay, let me see if I could be able to do that for you.
So, it's in my mail actually.
Please wait. Let me see if I can share from my end.
I was actually on mute. Namaskar, Professor Surana ji.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yeah, Anji, I was in another track, so I could not be here with you. Thank you so much. All the participants, please keep your presentations ready, and otherwise Rekha ji will share. Let's not take the technical time to extend the session. So,
Okay.
all right, ma'am, please continue.
Okay.
Please continue with your presentation. I will change the
Even
slides.
Ajay, sir, Professor Surana ji has mentioned he's on mute. If he can kindly even give him the rights to unmute, because he's chairing the session.
Hello.
Can we do the needful? Yeah. Sir, can you unmute now?
Yeah, now, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar. Kanya ji.
Namaskar. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please. Yes, please proceed.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes. Please start your presentation. And
Okay.
please adhere to the timeline as well.
Okay. I am Dr. J. M. Vijayalakshmi. I am assistant professor, TME's College of Education, Gangavati in Karnataka. So it's very near to Anjanadri Hill. Okay. Today's my topic is the role of education in sustainable development. My subtopics are introduction, meaning, sustainable objectives, and education for sustainable development, and major components of education for sustainable development. So then the basic aim of education system for sustainable development is education of a new man, a man of sustainable type of thinking. The concept of sustainable development is not a mere concept leading to awareness or knowledge, but it is an act that requires more participation in the modern world. The depletion of nature and natural resources can be traced back to the times when man started to live in caves, lead a nomadic life, and settled for practicing agriculture. The depletion of these resources reached its zenith when the basic needs of man has given way for his greed. Sustainable development is grounded on 4 independent systems such as environment, economic, social, and political aspects. Education can play a very significant role in ensuring the economic, culture, and ecological vitality of the growing human world communities. Let us try to understand what is sustainable development. The term sustainable development is defined as the development that meets the needs of the present generation without excessive use or abuse of natural resources so that they can be preserved for the next generation. It aims to bring a balance between meeting the requirements of what the present demands while not overlooking the needs of future generations. It also aims to efficiently utilize resources while also meticulously planning the accomplishment of immediate as well as long-term goals for human beings, the planet, as well as future generations. Education promotes development of knowledge and skills required to achieve sustainable development. It encourages promotion of economic well-being, social equity, democratic values, and much more. Education for sustainable development is able to cultivate the youngsters' mindset by inducing the concept of living in a sustainable lifestyle. It is not only helps the children to promote a sustainable lifestyle. And let us try to understand the objectives of sustainability. So one is use of renewable resources should not exceed their rates of regeneration. And second one, non-renewable resources do not exceed the rate at which sustainable substitutes are developed. A rate of population rate of pollution should not go beyond the limit that it distributes and adjusting capacity of the environment. So another one, all resources should be used with maximum efficiency, that is wastage should not be allowed. Exponential growth of population should be checked because there is a direct proportionality between consumption and the increasing number of individuals. Another last one, environmental stress should be reduced to minimum to save the Mother Earth. And one more, the education for sustainable development. According to UNESCO, education for sustainable development allows every human being to acquire the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values necessary to shape a sustainable future. Education for sustainable development means including key sustainable development issues into teaching and learning. For example, climate change, disaster risk reduction, biodiversity, poverty reduction, and sustainable consumption. It also requires participatory teaching and learning methods that motivate and empower learners to change their behavior and take action for sustainable development. Education for sustainable development consequently promotes competencies like critical thinking, imagining future scenarios, and making decisions in a collaborative way. And according to the UNESCO, it is based on all levels and types of learning: learning to know, learning to be learning, to live together, learning to do, and learning to transform oneself and society. In India, since the mid-1980s, efforts have been on to bring environmental education, informal education at all levels. In 2003, the Honorable Supreme Court of India directed that education for environment should be compulsory subject at all levels of education. It further directed that the NCERT should prepare a model syllabus for class 1 to 12, which shall be adopted by every state in their respective schools. Education for sustainable development should be incorporated in the entire curriculum, starting from preschooling to higher education, which should be transacted in a meaningful manner. This is for the education for sustainable and curriculum at school level. And one more, the major component.
Vijayalakshmi ji, sorry to interrupt you in between, but you have 2 more minutes to sum up your presentation. So please, please do not read from the slides. Just conclude your presentation. Okay.
Okay. Shall I conclude that education plays a very important role? Without education, development of the country is not possible. What to talk of sustainable development? Education helps in social transformation. It also trains the people in certain policies, practices, and procedures, and teaches them to the abilities to perform certain tasks. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your presentation. Let me stop share the screen now. Okay. So as we move for the session, for the track further, we are having our last presenters for the session. That is Hina Kumar, a B.Ed student from Kirodimal College of Education, MDU, in collaboration with Garima Chauhan, BA program, Dayal Singh College, Delhi, and Dr. Shweta Rani, Assistant Professor, Department of Geography, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. And they are going to talk on the title Social Media in Education and Sustainability in Cybersecurity, Emerging Trends and Mitigation Measures in Palm Colony and City, Delhi.
I am not able to see Hina in the participants group.
Anyone presenter from Hina, Garima, or Dr. Shweta ma'am? If you're present,
Hina is not there. Garima is also not there. Please raise your hands if you're here.
Ajay sir, then if we don't have the presenters, because these were the last presenters, so shall we go on concluding the sessions with discussions and questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we should go for discussion first. Questions, we have to take questions. After that, the final remark.
Okay, sir. Any of the participants want to comment or give their feedback or give any suggestion or question they have, they can just put in chat box or they can just ask.
They can raise their hands also.
Yeah. Okay, there is a question in the chat box from Harsha Tripathi. The question says, education is necessary in sustainable goals, but how to apply it in real arena? Harshji, would you please let us know to which participant or paper presenter you are asking this question, or just a general one? So there is a question in the chat box. I'll read it again. Education is necessary in sustainable goals, but how to apply it in real arena? Any of the participants can answer.
We should give the chance to paper presenters if they have asked something about this in their paper.
Yes.
Although question is not so clear, education is necessary in sustainable goals, but how to apply it in the real arena?
So, sir, it's just a general question because
Yes.
they are saying that mostly participants are talking about that only. Hello?
So may I say something on this?
Yes, sir. Why not?
Yeah. Education is necessary in sustainable goals. Actually, the path of education is to aware and to motivate, and this is the initial path. And the second is to research. Research is important through education. How can we sustain? What ways we can sustain? What methods? What approaches we should use for sustainable development? That means how we can take together to all types of resources, all types of living beings to for our livelihood. So important is education can aware, education can motivate, and education can provide the paths for sustainable development. So for real arena, education has to define the methods, the approaches to live or to process with the life and with different kinds of our daily routines, so we can sustain everything in our earth. So these three things we should understand: awareness, motivation, and the research for further guidance. These important three things should have to be done through education. Any other?
Very well.
Can comment it
well
on
said,
it.
sir. Shrin ma'am, would you like to give your insights?
Well, I think it was a very insightful session. The three papers were presented, so they were all very good. And nowadays, the focus on peace education and sustainable education is very, very important. What we are saying that what is happening all around the world. Peace education is very important, and also it's also very important to impart it at the school level from the very beginning. Bringing this in the formal education system, it's very important. As one of the participants gave example of Russia-Ukraine war. So here I would like to add the case from India also, that we can take the example of the Kaveri water dispute, which we are experiencing, and several other some minor major issues which India is also experiencing, most of them related to environment. So environmental disputes are there. Apart from this Kaveri water dispute, there are several other water dispute which we are which India has witnessed. So this is very important to bring all these, because peace education is something which is related to the public. Without the participation of the public, without the general participation, it's just not possible to bring out the things only at the government level, only at the policy levels. So the topic of the, right now the topic of the discussion and the conference focus, the conference is really on the very, very relevant and the pertinent topics. So when you will say, then I'll just give the summary of the paper. So this is what my views. So participants, they have given a very, very nice presentations here, and I hope if other participants who skip the presentation, their topics were also very interesting, and I was looking forward to listening to their presentations, but somehow they were unable to join us right now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, so I think let us summarize the session now, as we are done with all the presentations. Although we were having 7 presentations in our track, but we could done only 3 papers for the presentations. Actually, there was one candidate who wanted to join, but they're having some NAC inspection at their college, so he has requested to shift his presentation. Otherwise, we could have 4 presentations. Okay. We indeed gaining a wealth of knowledge today, and now I would like to again invite Dr. Shirin Reyes to summarize the session and address the participants. Ma'am, if you could just do it in 1 or 2 lines again as the co-chair of the session.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rekha Kaushal. So total today we have 3 presentations. So one by one, I'll just series wise, I'll just give a very brief summary about the presentation. The paper was presented, first paper, which was presented by Ms. Ria and Dr. Parvesh Lata. The topic was Global Partnership and Sustainable Education as a Framework for Peace Education. So here they have, in this paper, they have focused on peace education, connection between global partnership and peace education, sustainable education. So her paper, basically this paper focused on the critical role of peace education and how it should be imparted at different learning levels. She also suggested various ways to foster critical thinking among the people. She also asserted in her paper that peace education will help in creating a better world, and this is certainly a very, very good and a prominent light that we need to focus on peace education if we want to have a better world. The next paper was presented by Ms. Wahida Reis from Integral University. The topic of her paper was Identifying Education's Core Problems for Sustainable Development. So basically, she focused on the role of education, importance of sustainable development in the light of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. And her purpose was to identify the education's core problems for the sustainable development. She addressed the challenges of ESGs in her paper, and she, as far as findings are concerned, in brief, I say that she said that as far as the performance of the social pillars are concerned, the performance is not very satisfactory, it's not improving. And she also recommended that there should be a constant GDP growth along with the free market domination. The last paper was presented by Dr. G.M. Vijayalakshmi. The topic of her paper was the role of education in sustainable development. So she began with a very exhaustive and a very nice presentation of the definition or the concept of what we say sustainable development and how education can further promote it. She focused on the aspect of bringing environmental education, which is very important, which was earlier also said, but she focused on bringing it in the formal education, and she also focused on the role of education in social transformation. So the very brief summary of this paper, all the papers, they were having diversified perspective, diversified look, and different conclusions. So this is all what I want to say. So in total, just briefly, I just want to say a few points that the conference, this particular international conference, the main theme of the conference and the sub-themes of the conference is very relevant to the current prevailing period which we are having, particularly from the point of view of the national education policy which we are having. And I think this international conference is definitely going to provide we are going to come up with some of the very important policy recommendations, policy solutions, frameworks, models for for the promotion and for the development or the application of this sustainable education, and how we can, with the help of this, we can also promote and have a wide coverage of the peace education also. So this all I want to say. This is all from my side, very briefly.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We were immensely grateful for your unwavering support and guidance, and your comprehensions have been profound and shall serve as a guiding force for one and all present here. Now, we are eagerly awaiting for the reflections on the proceedings of this session, and I would like to invite Ajay Surana, sir, for the closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sirin Madam, to summarize the all three papers. Although the very less speakers participants here, but I think topic is so relevant that first speaker told focusly on a need of multidisciplinary education, which is already in our national education policy for implementing further. But multidisciplinary education is a requirement of the time. So I congratulate her. And the second presenter was she was want to give the strategies, methods for sustainable development. Yes. And the third presenter also very good assessment and the key points for sustainable development she has provided. But the main point I want to say, in my experience, we have, for sustainable development, we have coined various kinds of courses, because education means main focus on teaching and learning. So if we are engaged in the activity of teaching and learning, we are again and again bifurcating these sustainable development studies and or awareness about that in different kind of courses, like peace education, like value education, like moral education, like environment education. These are the courses we have created since last many years. But my saying is that we are teaching science, we are teaching mathematics, we are teaching social sciences, we are teaching Hindi, English languages. During that teaching, because how many courses we can create for them, but if and the theoretical courses has no impact on these kind of things like sustainable development awareness or motivation. But if we teach, if we are teaching mathematics, we should convey the message for sustainable development. Like we are teaching equation, we can say about how can we maintain the balance of our earth, our resources. So that should be the important role of education. From each and every subject, there is some lessons for sustainable development. So if it is happen in every school, then no need of the theoretical courses like peace education, value education, moral education, environment education. No worry about these type of things. So and our Vanasthali Vidyapith, we are following the five-fold education system, and the key of the five-fold education system is the moral education, and we are not following any kind of course for that. We are just organizing different kind of events. We are organizing the activities, and through that activities and that events, students automatically understand the values, the ethics. These are kind of things. So education must be the tool for sustainable development, but we need to coin different kind of strategies. We need different kind of approaches to face these kind of learnings for students. Thank you, organizers. Thank you, Professor Satyendra Gupta sir, Tanya madam, or all the organizers to invite me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I would request Ajay Surana sir and Shireen ma'am to keep this thing with you. I'll ask you afterwards when the session ends that who is the best presenter in our session. So, thank you, Ajay sir, for your insightful closing remarks, and your words have provided us with a profound perspective on the significance of this session. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to draw curtains on this enlightening technical session at Ctpdcon-Era 2023, it is my pleasure to invite distinguished individuals among us to express our collective gratitude and appreciation for the valuable insights that we have gained today. Therefore, I would like to invite Dr. Parvesh Lata, Program Director, Digital Circle, CTPD India, and Associate Professor and Head for the Department of Education, GD Goenka University. Ma'am, we would be honored if you could deliver the vote of thanks and express the gratitude to the speakers and the participants of the session.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Rekha. Good evening, distinguished guests, delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen. So on behalf of CTPD India, with a deep sense of gratitude, it's my immense privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for this enlightening technical session. And today we had the opportunity to delve into a wealth of knowledge through our respected guest speakers and exchange insights in our quest to further the frontiers of technology. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our distinguished speakers, Dr. Ajay Surana, Associate Professor, Department of Education, Panasthali Vidyapeeth, and Dr. Shireen Rai, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, Aligarh Muslim University. Your expertise and dedication have been valuable in enriching our understanding of the sustainable education and global partnership. And I would like to thank Professor Dr. Vinay D. Dongte, Program Director, West Zone, CTPD India, for giving overview of this plenary session. I also want to extend our appreciation to all the participants and all the presenters audience, because their active engagement, thought-provoking questions and discussion that have contributed significantly to the success of this session. An exchange of ideas and the collaborative spirit in this technical session have made this truly enlightening experience, really. And a special thanks to our organizers for the tireless efforts in making this event possible, and hard work of our technical team. Dr. Pooja is there, and our convener, Dr. Satyendra Gupta sir, and Tanya Gupta ma'am. Thank you so much. In conclusion, I believe we can all leave here today with a greater sense of knowledge, a broader perspective which you have given, and renewed motivation to excel in our respective field. So let us carry the inspiration for this session forward as we continue to push the boundaries of technology. And thank you once again to all. We have made this technical session a success, and we look forward to your continuous support, and we hope to see you at the future events also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
over to you. Over to you, Dr. Rekha.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your beautiful presentation of vote of thanks. And with that, we conclude this remarkable technical session. I think there is somebody's mic is on, so disturbance is coming at my end. So let's conclude this session peacefully as well. Knowledge is a journey and not a destination, and each step brings us closer to new horizons. Thank you for your active participation and unwavering enthusiasm. Please join us in the technical sessions that are lined up for today and tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the sessions at Ctpdcon-Era 2023 and join us for valedictory session 15 October 2023 at 4:30 p.m. sharp. I would also like you to fill up the feedback form that has been shared in the chat box. We will also share that feedback form in the groups, WhatsApp groups. So may your pursuit of knowledge continue to shine bright. Wish you all a very happy learning. Stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. And I officially close the technical session for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Surana sir and Dr. Shireen ji, for joining us.
Thank you so much for making me part of this wonderful conference. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Satyendra sir. Thank you, Surana sir. Thank you, Vijay sir. Thank you, Shireen ma'am. Thank you to all the participants. Thank you so much.
Dr. Pooja, you have shared the feedback link in the chat box, no?
Yes, ma'am. Already.
Link is not open, ma'am. Feedback link is not open.
I have shared the link again. Kindly click it.
Dr. Pooja, should we close the meeting now?
Yes, ma'am. I think we should.
So you left, close the meeting from, because you are host now.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm ending the session. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.